My mother-in-law always had a sudden emergency on Valentine's Day, so this year I was ready for it. For the past 4 years, Delilah had perfected her timing. Each February 14th, a crisis would materialize exactly 1 hour before Garrett and I were supposed to leave for dinner. Year 1, her car broke down. We spent our anniversary at a mechanic shop. Year 2, a mysterious stomach virus that required Garrett to stay overnight. I ate takeout alone. Year 3, she'd locked herself out and needed him to break in through a window. Last year was my favorite. She called screaming about a break-in only for us to discover her neighbor's cat had knocked over a lamp. This year, I'd planned ahead. I made our reservation for lunch instead of dinner and told Delilah we were going out the following weekend. Valentine's Day arrived. We were getting dressed when his phone rang at 11:47. "Don't answer it," I said. He looked at the screen. "It's Mom. Let it go to voicemail." 3 more calls. Then mine started ringing. "What if it's actually serious?" Garrett asked. "It's never serious." We made it to the restaurant, ordered appetizers. Then Garrett's phone buzzed with a text from his sister. "Mom's in the hospital. Heart attack. Get here now." The color drained from his face. We abandoned our food and drove to County General. His sister Fiona was in the waiting room, scrolling through her phone, not crying, not panicking, scrolling. "Where is she?" Garrett demanded. Fiona looked up, confused. "Who?" "Mom, you texted she had a heart attack." "What? No, I didn't." Garrett showed her his phone. Fiona's eyes widened. "I didn't send that. I've been at brunch all morning." A nurse approached. "Are you here for Delilah? Is she okay?" Garrett asked. "She's fine." Checked herself and claiming chest pains. All tests came back normal. "She's been asking for you for the past hour." Fiona grabbed Garrett's arm. "Show me your phone," she pulled up her own messages. "I didn't text you. My last message was 3 days ago." "Then how?" "Mom has access to my iCloud," Fiona said slowly, "from when I had phone issues last year." Delilah had sent the text from Fiona's account, created a fake emergency, got herself admitted. We found her in room 237 sitting up in bed wearing her most pitiful expression. "Oh, thank God you're here," she said. "I was so scared." "Mom," I interrupted her face. Calculation replaced concern. "I don't know what you mean. You sent that text from Fiona's iCloud." Delilah's eyes narrowed. "You're being paranoid." Garrett stared at his mother like he'd never seen her before. "All those years," he said quietly. "Every Valentine's Day, none of it was real." The mask dropped. "So what?" Delilah snapped. "You picked her over your own mother. Someone needs to remind you where your priorities should be. You faked a heart attack and you would have ignored a real one." That's when 3 people walked into the room. A man in suit, a woman with a briefcase, a hospital administrator. "Mrs. Delilah Morrison, I'm Detective Walsh. We need to discuss fraudulent use of emergency services and unauthorized account access." Delilah's face went white. The woman opened her briefcase. "I'm representing Fiona, who's pressing charges for identity theft." Garrett looked at me. I looked at Fiona standing in the doorway. She shrugged. "I called them while you were driving. Checked my iCloud activity. She's been reading my messages for 8 months." 8 months, Garrett whispered. "How else do you think she knows what Trevor and I are planning?" The detective pulled out handcuffs. Delilah screamed as they led her away. A nurse approached with a clipboard. "I need someone to sign discharge papers. She's being transferred to county holding." Garrett's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and went gray. "What?" I asked. He turned it toward me. A text from his father, who'd been in Europe, just landed. Trevor called. "What's happening with Delilah and Fiona? Why do I have 47 missed calls?" I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below. We stood in the hospital hallway. Garrett staring at his phone like it might explode. "Your dad's been in Barcelona for 3 weeks," I said slowly. "How does he know anything?" Fiona walked over, arms crossed. "Trevor called him when I said I was pressing charges. Thought Roger should know before he landed and found his wife in county jail." "This is insane," Garrett whispered. "This whole day is insane." His phone rang. Roger's name flashed on screen. "Answer it," I said. Garrett hit speaker. "Dad, what the hell is going on?" Roger's voice was rough, angry. "Trevor just told me Delilah's been arrested for what?" "Identity theft. That can't be right." She hacked Fiona's iCloud. Garrett said sent a fake text from Fiona's phone saying she'd had a heart attack, then checked herself into the hospital. "Silence to ruin your Valentine's dinner. To ruin every Valentine's dinner." I said, "This is the 5th year, more silence. Then I need to call my lawyer." "Your lawyer," Fiona cut in. "Dad, she committed actual crimes, multiple crimes. She's still your mother. She's been reading my private messages for 8 months. Fiona's voice cracked. "Everything Trevor and I discussed." Our plans, our problems, our fights, she knew it all and used it against us. I heard Roger exhale. I'm getting in a cab. Don't let them move her until I get there. He hung up. Garrett looked at me. He's going to try to fix this. Of course he is, Fiona said bitterly. He always does. We ended up in the hospital cafeteria, none of us hungry but needing somewhere to sit. Somewhere that wasn't room 237 where Delilah had performed her tragic death scene. I should have known, Fiona said, stirring cold coffee. Last month, Trevor and I had this huge fight about whether to tell her we were moving to Portland. Next day she calls crying about how no one tells her anything anymore, how she's losing her whole family. She knew you were moving, I asked. We hadn't told anyone, not even Garrett. She looked at her brother. Trevor wanted to wait until his job offer was official, didn't want to jinx it. Garrett rubbed his face. What else did she know? Everything. Fiona pulled out her phone, scrolling through her iCloud activity log. Look at this. She accessed my messages 247 times in 8 months. My photos, my notes, she. Even read my therapy journal. I leaned in. The time stamps were damning, multiple accesses per day. Some at 2 a.m., some at 6:00 a.m. She was obsessed. I said she was controlling. Fiona corrected, there's a difference. Garrett's phone buzzed, a text from Roger 20 minutes out. We should go back upstairs. I said, I'm not going back there. Fiona said, I gave my statement to Detective Walsh. I signed the paperwork. I'm done. No, she stood up. I'm not watching Dad bail her out. I'm not listening to excuses. She violated my privacy for months. She faked a medical emergency. She impersonated me. Her voice broke. She destroyed any trust I had left. Trevor appeared from around the corner, tall, quiet, with kind eyes. He put his arm around Fiona. Come on, let's go home. They left. Garrett and I sat there, surrounded by the smell of overcooked vegetables and antiseptic. I should go up, he finally said. Do you want me to come? He hesitated. No, this is I need to do this alone. I watched him walk to the elevators, shoulders slumped. The same man who'd been excited about fancy appetizers 6 hours ago before his mother had imploded our Valentine's Day again. I pulled out my phone and did what I always did when things got weird. I called my best friend Ramona. Hey, how's the romantic lunch? She answered. We're at County General. Delilah got arrested. What? I explained everything. The fake text, the iCloud breach, the 8 months of surveillance. Ramona listened without interrupting. One of the things I loved about her, so she's actually being charged, she asked when I finished. Detective Walsh seemed pretty serious, and Fiona is pressing charges for identity theft. Good, she should. Roger's on his way from the airport to fix it. Of course he is. Ramona sighed. How's Garrett taking it? He looks like someone ran over his childhood dog. His mother's a narcissist who's been sabotaging his marriage for years. He should be relieved, I agreed. But it's still his mom. Yeah, pause, you okay? I'm sitting in a hospital cafeteria on Valentine's Day while my mother-in-law gets booked. I've had better holidays. Want me to come? I can be there in 30. No, but thanks, I'll call you later. We hung up. I bought another coffee I didn't want and tried not to think about our abandoned appetizers. Garrett came back 40 minutes later, face pale, eyes red. He's here, he said. Roger. He's with her lawyer. Now already? Called him from the cab, some guy who handles white-collar crimes. He sat down hard. Mom's crying, saying she was scared that she's been having panic attacks about losing us. Losing you to what? Happy marriages? He almost smiled. Almost. The lawyer says if she pays restitution and does community service, they might drop it to a misdemeanor. What about Fiona's charges? Roger's going to talk to her. Try to convince her to drop them. That's not fair, I know. He looked at me. No, it's not, but he's terrified she's going to go to jail. She should be terrified. She committed crimes, multiple crimes, he corrected. Detective Walsh was very clear about the plural. We sat there. The cafeteria was emptying out. Evening shift starting, visitors leaving. Someone's phone played bad ringtone music. I need to say something, Garrett said quietly. I waited. I'm sorry for all of it. Every Valentine's Day, every time I made excuses for her. Every time I asked you to just let it go, he took my hand. You tried to tell me and I didn't listen. You wanted to believe your mom loved you. She does love me, that's what makes it so up. She loves me so much she can't stand the idea of me loving anyone else. I squeezed his hand. What do you want to do? I don't know. Roger wants us to wait here. He's arranging bail. I meant long-term. What do you want to do about your relationship with her? He was quiet for a long time. I used to think boundaries were mean. Like if you really loved someone, you'd accept them. All their flaws, all their issues. And now I think boundaries are the only thing that keeps love from becoming poison. Roger found us at 9:47 p.m. still in his travel clothes, expensive coat, designer luggage, looking every bit the corporate executive who could fix any problem with enough money. She's being released, he said without preamble. Bail's paid. Lawyer thinks he can work something out. What about Fiona? I asked. I'm handling it. She has. Right to press charges, I know that. Roger's jaw tightened. But this family doesn't need to be torn apart over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? Garrett stood up. Dad, she hacked Fiona's phone for 8 months. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a felony. Your mother's not well. She's been struggling since you got married. He looked at me, not kindly. This has been hard on her. Hard on her. I felt my temper spike. I'm sorry our marriage has been such a burden. That's not what I meant. Then. What did you mean? Garrett cut in, because it sounded like you're blaming us for her choices. Roger rubbed his eyes, jet lag and exhaustion catching up. I'm trying to keep this family together, something you two don't seem interested in. We're interested in having healthy relationships. I said that's different. Healthy relationships require forgiveness. Forgiveness requires accountability first. We stared at each other. Roger broke first. She wants to see you, both of you. No. Garrett said, she's your mother who faked a heart attack to manipulate me. She made a mistake. She makes a mistake every year, Garrett's voice echoed. People turned to look. Every single year she sabotages us. And every single year you excuse it. I'm not excusing anything. I'm trying to manage a crisis by sweeping it under the rug like always. Roger's face flushed. Watch your tone. Or what? You'll hack my iCloud too. The words hung there, ugly and sharp. Roger stepped back. I'm going to. Pretend you didn't say that. Don't. I meant it. Garrett grabbed his coat. We're leaving. Tell Mom we'll talk when she's ready to admit what she did. Actually, admit it. Not this, I made a mistake, Garrett, and tell Fiona we support her, whatever she decides. We walked out, didn't look back, got in the car, and sat there in the parking garage. I just told my dad off. Garrett said you did. I don't think I've ever done that before. How does it feel? He thought about it. Scary, but also right. I started the car. Let's go home, it's still Valentine's Day. Barely. We could get takeout. That Italian place on Maple, is it even open this late? Only one way to find out. We drove. No music, just the sound of traffic and Garrett occasionally sighing. When we pulled up to Jep's, the lights were on. A miracle. Inside, the owner recognized us. Ah, the young couple, where have you been? I saved you the good corner table. We got delayed, I said. Delayed on Valentine's Day. That's no good. He clucked his tongue. Come, I'll make you something special. Fix this terrible day. And somehow he did. Brought us wine and bruschetta and fresh pasta with cream sauce. Didn't ask questions, just kept the food coming and the mood light. You know what's funny? Garrett said, twirling linguine. This is the first Valentine's dinner we've actually finished in 5 years. Technically, it's Valentine's night. Close enough, he raised his glass. To boundaries, I echoed. We clinkegged glasses, ate pasta, pretended we weren't both thinking about Delilah in county jail and Roger furious at us and Fiona's 8 months of violated privacy. Around midnight, Garrett's phone buzzed. A text from Fiona. Thank you. Trevor says, hi, love you. He showed me. She never says I love you in texts. Today was a lot. Yeah, he put his phone away. Think Jeps has dessert. Only one way to find out. He did. Tiramisu. 2 spoons. We ate it slowly. Making the night last. Making the moment good. Because tomorrow would come and with it consequences, decisions, hard conversations. But tonight we had tiramisu. And that felt like enough. The next morning started with 17 missed calls. Garrett's phone, my phone, both lit up like Christmas trees. Roger mostly. A few from Delilah's number, one from a number we didn't recognize. Should we listen? I asked. Coffee in hand. Probably the unknown number was Detective Walsh. Mr. Morrison, this is Detective Walsh from County General. I need you to call me regarding your mother's case. Some new information has come to light. New information. That sounded ominous. Garrett called back on speaker. Walsh answered on the first ring. Mr. Morrison, thank you for calling back. What's going on? We've been going through your sister's phone records. The iCloud breach was extensive, but that's not all we found. What else? Your mother was also accessing financial accounts through your sister's saved passwords. Specifically, a joint savings account your sister shares with her partner. My stomach dropped. What? Garrett's face went white. Financial accounts. $23,000 withdrawn over 6 months. Small amounts. $500 here, $800 there. Always just under the threshold that would trigger fraud alerts. Oh my God. Your sister filed a police report this morning. We're adding wire fraud and grand larceny to the charges. Garrett sat down hard. Does my dad know? He was present when your sister filed the report. And Walsh hesitated. He tried to offer restitution immediately. Your sister declined. Good, there's one more thing. We found evidence your mother was planning to access your accounts as well. Screenshots on her computer showing your bank's login page with password reset options. I felt sick. She was trying to hack our accounts too. Appears that way. We'd like you both to come in and make statements. We drove to the police station in silence. What do you even say? Your mother-in-law wasn't just controlling. She was a criminal actively stealing from her own children. Fiona was already there with Trevor with a different lawyer, not Roger's corporate guy, someone who specialized in family financial crimes. Hey, she said when she saw us. Fee, I'm so sorry, Garrett said. Not your fault. I should have believed you. All those times you said something felt off. You believed your mother. Most people would. She looked tired, eyes red. Roger's been calling all morning, offering money, begging me to drop it. You going to? No. Her voice was steady, hard. Trevor and I were saving for a house. We had almost $30,000. She took a third of it and she was going to keep taking until there was nothing left. We'll pay you back, Garrett said. Whatever she took, that's not the point. Fiona's lawyer touched her arm. She took a breath. The point is, she chose to steal from us, from her own daughter, and I'm done protecting her from consequences. Detective Walsh came out. Ms. Morrison, Mr. Morrison, we're ready. For you, we spent the next 3 hours giving statements. Yes, Delilah had access to emergency funds we'd shared in the past. No, we hadn't noticed anything suspicious. Yes, we'd change all our passwords immediately. Yes, we understood this was a criminal matter. Now, when we finally left, it was after 2 p.m. None of us had eaten. Trevor suggested lunch, but nobody was hungry. What happens now? I asked. Arraignment tomorrow. Fiona's lawyer said, given the amount stolen and the premeditation, she'll likely face significant charges. Prison time. Garrett's voice cracked. Possibly, though first offenders with means often get plea deals. The lawyer's expression softened. I know this is hard, but your sister did the right thing. We walked to our cars. February wind cutting through our coats. Roger's going to lose it, Garrett said. Roger enabled this, Fiona replied. For years, every time she did something inappropriate, he'd smooth it over, pay people off, make excuses. She looked at her brother. I love Dad, but he created the situation as much as she did. What are you going to do? Trevor and I are moving to Portland as planned. Maybe sooner now. We need distance. Fee, this isn't about you, she said gently. You're not her. You didn't do this, but I can't keep living in the same city as them. Always waiting for the next boundary violation, the next manipulation. I get it. She hugged him long and tight. Call me later. Yeah. Trevor and Fiona drove away. Garrett and I stood there in the parking lot. Joseph's again? I suggested. Jep's again? He agreed. Roger showed up at our house that night. Didn't call, didn't text, just rang the doorbell at 8:37 p.m. Garrett opened the door. Dad, we need to talk. Come in. Roger looked older than yesterday. Lines deeper, eyes haunted. He sat on our couch like he'd never seen one before. Fiona won't answer my calls, he said. Can you blame her? I'm trying to fix this. You can't fix this. I said, not with money, not with lawyers, not with anything. She's my wife, your mother. I can't just. He stopped. Started again. The financial charges, that's serious. That's prison time. She stole from her own daughter. Garrett said, what did you expect to happen? I expected family to stand together. We are standing together with Fiona. Roger's face flushed. You're choosing your sister over your mother. I'm choosing the person who was victimized over the person who committed crimes. Yes, she's not well. She needs help, not punishment. She needs consequences. I said there's a difference. Easy for you to say she's not your mother. The words hung there. Bitter, meant to hurt. No, I agreed. She's not. My mother respects boundaries, respects privacy, respects that I'm an adult who makes my own choices. Roger stood up. I came here hoping we could figure this out as a family. We're not a family, Garrett said quietly. Not the way you want us to be. We're a collection of people with the same DNA who have been pretending. Dysfunction is normal. That's not fair. It's completely fair. Mom manipulates, you enable. Fiona and I adapted by being hyper-responsible and trying to keep the peace. That's not healthy. That's not family. So what? You're done just like that. We're done pretending. Garrett said there's a difference. Roger grabbed his coat, headed for the door, stopped. She's asking for you, both of you. She wants to explain. I'm sure she does. Will you at least think about it? Garrett looked at me. I shrugged. His choice. Maybe, he finally said, after the arraignment, after we see if she takes accountability. Real accountability, not the performance she's so good at. Roger left. We listened to his car start. Listened to him drive away. Jeps, Garrett asked. We can't keep eating Jeps every night. Why not? It's our tradition now. Valentine's catastrophe tradition. I laughed, couldn't help it. Fine, Jeps. I'm getting the carbonara this time. Lev dangerously. Through dark streets, our small city quiet at this hour. Jeps was almost empty. Midweek lull. The owner saw us coming and grinned. Ah, the young couple returns. 2 nights in a row, this is love, if only he knew. The arraignment was set for Thursday. Garrett took the day off. I called in sick. We met Fiona and Trevor at the courthouse at 9:00 a.m. Roger was already there with Delilah's lawyer. With Delilah. She looked small, fragile, hair perfect, makeup flawless, playing the part of tragic victim to perfection. When she saw us, her face lit up. Garrett, oh, sweetheart, thank God you're here. She moved toward him. He stepped back. Don't, he said. Her smile faltered. Darling, I know you're upset, but I'm not upset. I'm done. Done. She looked at Roger, at the lawyer, back at Garrett. What do you mean done? I mean, I'm not playing this game anymore. Game? This isn't a game. I'm your mother. You're a woman who stole $23,000 from my sister, who hacked her phone, who's been manipulating us for years. His voice stayed level, calm, more devastating than shouting. And I'm done. Delilah's eyes filled with tears, real ones or performed ones, impossible to tell anymore. How can you say that after everything I've done for you? What have you done besides sabotage every relationship I've tried to build? I protected you from what? Happiness. The lawyer touched Delilah's arm. Mrs. Morrison, perhaps we should go inside. No. She turned to Fiona. This is all your fault, turning your brother against me. You always were jealous. Don't. Trevor stepped between them. Tall, solid, protective. Don't talk to her. Delilah looked shocked, like servants weren't supposed to speak. Excuse me, you heard me. Don't talk to Fiona. Don't look at her. Don't contact her ever again. You can't tell me. I absolutely can. Trevor's voice stayed soft, polite even, but there was steel underneath. You violated her privacy, stole her money. And now you're playing victim. It's disgusting. Roger moved forward. Now wait just a minute. No, Fiona's voice cut through. Trevor's right. I'm done, Mother, completely done. After today, we're moving. You won't have our address. You won't have our numbers. You'll have nothing. You can't do this. Watch me. The bailiff opened the courtroom doors, State versus Morrison. All parties inside. We filed in, took seats on opposite sides. Delilah with Roger and her lawyer. Us with Fiona and Trevor. The divide couldn't have been clearer. The judge was a woman in her 60s, silver hair. Sharp eyes. She reviewed the charges with an expression that said she'd seen this before. Suburban family drama playing out in her courtroom. Mrs. Morrison, you're charged with identity theft, unauthorized access to computer systems, wire fraud, and grand larceny. How do you plead? Delilah's lawyer stood. Not guilty, Your Honor. Noted. Bail is set at $50,000. Trial date to be determined. Miss Morrison. She looked at Fiona. I understand you're the primary victim here. Yes, Your Honor. There's been a request for a restraining order. Yes, granted. Mrs. Delilah Morrison is to have no contact with Fiona Morrison or Trevor Hughes. No calls, no texts, no emails, no third-party contact. Violation will result in immediate arrest. Clear. Delilah gasped. You can't. The gavel came down. I just did. Next case. Outside the courthouse, Roger tried one more time. This is insane. He said, she's your mother, your family. Being family doesn't give her the right to commit crimes. Fiona said it was a mistake. It was theft. Premeditated theft over 6 months. Trevor's arm was around Fiona. Protective. Stop minimizing it. I'm not. Roger stopped, looked at both his children. Fine, you want to abandon her, go ahead. But don't come crying to me when you realize what you've done. We won't, Garrett said. Roger walked away. Delilah hurried after him. We watched them go. 2 people who'd rather protect dysfunction than confront it. Jeps, I suggested. Jeps. Everyone agreed. Over carbonara and wine. We planned Fiona and Trevor's move. Our new passwords, our new boundaries, our new life without Delilah's manipulation. When are you leaving? I asked. 2 weeks, Trevor said. I already gave notice at work. Fiona's got a remote position lined up. That fast? We've been planning this for months, Fiona admitted. The Portland job offer came in December. We were just waiting for the right time. Does Roger know? He does now. Mom found out from my texts. Started the guilt campaign immediately. How bad? Bad. Crying about being abandoned. Threatening to cut me off, claiming I was ungrateful. Fiona swirled her wine. I used to feel guilty. Now I just feel relieved. To Portland, Garrett raised his glass. To Portland, we echoed. Jep appeared with dessert, tiramisu, and cannoli. For the young couples, both young couples, this is good. This is family. He had no idea how right he was. The trial was scheduled for August. 6 months away. Delilah's lawyer was pushing for a plea deal. Community service, restitution, probation, no jail time. Fiona refused. Every offer. She needs to face actual consequences. She told her lawyer, not rich people consequences. The media got wind of it. Local news, then regional wealthy mother accused of hacking daughter's accounts. The story had everything. Money, family drama, Valentine's Day as a catalyst. Roger tried to kill the coverage failed. Delilah's lawyer advised her to stay quiet. She gave an interview instead, crying, explaining how her children had abandoned her, how she'd only wanted to stay close to them. The interviewer asked about the stolen money. "That's a misunderstanding," Delilah said, tears streaming. "I had access to help in emergencies I never thought." The interview was cut off when her lawyer appeared and hauled her out of the studio. Garrett watched it at work, called me laughing. She just made it worse. How? Now there's video evidence of her claiming she had authorized access. Fiona's lawyer is ecstatic. Your mother's her own worst enemy, always has been. Fiona and Trevor moved in early. March, we helped them pack, loaded the U-Haul, said goodbye in our driveway. "Promise you'll visit," Fiona said, hugging me tight. "Promise, and keep an eye on Garrett. He acts tough, but I know." She pulled back, looked at her brother. "You okay? Getting there. Therapy started last week." "Good," she kissed his cheek. "Call me. Actual calls, not just texts." "I will." Trevor started the truck. They waved, drove away. We stood there until the U-Haul disappeared around the corner. "Feel weird?" I asked. "Yeah." Garrett put his arm around me. "But also lighter. Lighter's good. Jeps, we need to find other restaurants. But Jep knows us now." "Fine, Jeps." Spring came, trial prep continued. Garrett and I gave depositions, explained the pattern of behavior, the Valentine's Day sabotages, the increasing need for control. Delilah's lawyer tried to paint us as vindictive, as children who turned on their devoted mother. It didn't work. Too much evidence, too many violations, too many years of documentation. Roger stopped calling. Stopped texting. We'd crossed some invisible line and there was no going back. Garrett grieved it. I didn't push, just held space for him, brought him tea. Let him talk when he needed. Stay quiet when he didn't. I missed the dad I thought I had. He said one night, "I know, not the real one, the one I wanted him to be. That's what you're mourning, the fantasy." "Yeah." He wiped his eyes. "Jeps, it's 2:00 a.m. Fine. Tomorrow. Jep is tomorrow." The trial started August 14th. Unseasonably hot. The courthouse was packed. Family drama always drew crowds. Fiona flew in from Portland. She'd lost weight, looked tired but determined. "Ready?" I asked. "No, but I'm doing it anyway." Delilah's lawyer went with a sympathy strategy. Poor mother. Abandoned by ungrateful children. Mental health struggles, just wanted to feel close to her family. Made mistakes, but who hasn't? Fiona's lawyer went with facts. Bank statements, iCloud access logs, text messages sent from a compromised account, timeline of escalating behavior, expert testimony about narcissistic personality disorder and financial abuse. Garrett testified. Explained the Valentine's Day pattern, the 5 years of manufactured emergencies, how it took exposure to realize manipulation wasn't love. I testified, described the aftermath, the emotional toll, the therapy, the rebuilding. Trevor testified. Talked about the stolen money, the dreams of home ownership delayed, the violation of trust. Fiona testified last, calm, measured, devastating. She didn't cry. Didn't yell, just stated facts, dates, amounts, screenshots. Her voice never wavered. When she was done, the courtroom was silent. Deliberation took 4 hours. We waited in a conference room, drank stale coffee, didn't talk much. What was there to say? The bailiff came, jury's back. We filed in, took our seats, watched Delilah and Roger and the lawyer, watched the jury, tried to read faces, gave up. Has the jury reached a verdict? "We have, Your Honor, on the charge of identity theft." "How do you?" "Find guilty on the charge of unauthorized computer access. Guilty on the charge of wire fraud. Guilty on the charge of grand larceny. Guilty." Delilah made a sound, somewhere between a gasp and a sob. Roger grabbed her hand. The lawyer's shoulder slumped. "Sentencing will be scheduled for September 15th. Court is adjourned." We stood outside in the August heat. Fiona was shaking. Trevor held her. Garrett held me. We held each other. We did it. Fiona whispered, "You did it." Garrett corrected. "Couldn't have done it without." Roger passed us without speaking. Delilah too. Her perfect composure finally cracked. Mascara running, face blotchy, the mask completely gone. Part of me felt sorry for her. A small part, the part that remembered she was human, that she'd made me birthday cakes and bought Christmas presents and probably loved us in her own broken way. But mostly I felt relief. This was over. Finally over. Sentencing day was cooler. September morning with fall creeping in. The judge was the same woman. Silver hair, sharp eyes. Mrs. Morrison, you've been found guilty on all counts. Before I pass sentence, do you have anything to say? Delilah stood. For once, Roger wasn't beside her. He'd stayed home. According to Fiona, they'd separated. She didn't know details. Didn't want to. Yes, Your Honor. Delilah's voice was steady. No tears now, no performance. I want to say I'm sorry. Not because I was caught. Not to reduce my sentence, but because I hurt my children, both of them. For years, she looked at Fiona, at Garrett. I told myself I was protecting you, keeping you close, making sure no one took advantage of you. But really, I was the one taking advantage of your trust, your love, your patience. She took a breath. My therapist, court-ordered therapist, helped me see the pattern, the narcissism, the control, the inability to see you as separate people with your own lives. She looked at the judge. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it, but I wanted you to hear me say it out loud. With witnesses, I was wrong, completely wrong, and I'm sorry. The courtroom was silent. This wasn't the Delilah any of us knew. No manipulation, no deflection, just accountability. Finally, the judge nodded. Thank you, Mrs. Morrison. This court sentences you to 2 years in a minimum security facility followed by 3 years supervised probation. You will also pay full restitution to the victims plus 10% interest. You will continue therapy throughout your sentence and probation period. Any violation of probation will result in maximum sentencing. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. Balafe, take Mrs. Morrison into custody. We watched them lead her away. No handcuffs this time, just a bafe and a door and a life fundamentally changed. Outside, Fiona was crying. Not sad crying, the other kind. Relief crying. It's really over, she said. It's really over. Trevor confirmed. 2 years, Garrett said. She'll be out in 18 months with good behavior, probably. Fiona wiped her eyes, but I don't have to see. The restraining order stays in place through probation. What about Dad? He texted this morning, says he understands why we did what we did, says he'll work on respecting boundaries. Do you believe him? She thought about it. Maybe people can change. Look at Mom. That apology seemed real, seemed, I emphasized. Yeah, seemed. She looked at both of us. Trevor and I are pregnant. Silence. What? Garrett found his voice first. 12 weeks. We wanted to wait until after the trial to tell anyone. Fee. Hey. Grabbed her, hugged her, lifted her slightly. That's amazing. Put me down, I'm gestating. He put her down. Does Roger know? Not yet. We're telling him next week. If he wants to be in the baby's life, he has to commit to therapy. Actual therapy, not just one session to check a box. Good boundary. Learning from the best. She smiled. You're going to be an uncle. I'm going to be an uncle. Garrett repeated, testing the words, finding them good. We drove home, processed, felt all the feelings. By the time we pulled into our driveway, it was after 4 p.m. Jeps, Garrett asked. You know what? I'm thinking that Thai place on Sterling. Change of pace. Sacrilege. It's always Jeps after major life events. Jeps is closed Mondays. Oh, he checked his phone. Right, Thai then. Thai sounds good. We ordered pad Thai and green curry. Ate on the couch. Watched mindless TV. Didn't talk about the trial or Delilah or any of it. Just existed together in our house, in our marriage, in our life. That we'd fought so hard to protect. Around 11 p.m., Garrett's phone buzzed. A text from Roger. Your mother asked me to tell you she meant what she said. The apology. She knows she has work to do. Hope someday you can talk. No pressure, just wanted you to know. Garrett showed me. What are you going to say? I asked. Nothing, not yet. He put his phone down. Maybe in a year, maybe in 5, maybe never, but not today. Fair. We went to bed, slept better than we had in months. No wait, no waiting. Just peace, life. Continued. Garrett got promoted at work. I started taking night classes. We talked about maybe buying a house. Maybe trying for kids in a few years, maybe visiting Fiona and Trevor in Portland. Delilah sent letters from prison. Garrett read them sometimes. Put them in a box, wasn't ready to respond, might never be. That was okay, too. Roger started therapy. Sent updates monthly. Didn't push for reconciliation, just kept working. Kept trying, that was something. Valentine's Day came around. Again, year 6. What do you want to do? I asked in January. Dinner. Actual dinner. No drama, you sure? Positive. Juice has that back room. I reserved it. Very fancy. We've earned fancy. February 14th arrived. No phone calls, no emergencies, no fake heart attacks. We got dressed, drove to Jeps. The owner greeted us like royalty. Ah, the young couple, your special night. Come, come, he led us to the back room. Candles, flowers, soft music, the works. This is beautiful. I said, you deserve beautiful. Garrett took my hand. After everything, you deserve beautiful. We ate, drank wine, talked about nothing important, about everything important about our life, our future, our boundaries that made love possible instead of poisonous. Garrett's phone stayed silent, face up on the table. No calls, no texts, no manufactured crises. "We did it," he said around 10 p.m. We actually did it. Did what? Made it through Valentine's Day together. Happy. No drama. Was there ever doubt? Every year for 5 years. Yes, I raised my glass. To year 6 and 7 and 50. To us, he corrected, and the family were choosing to build. To us, I echoed. We clink-kegged glasses, the sound clear and bright and full of promise. Outside, February, wind howled. Inside, we were warm, safe, free. Joseph Brissou for the young couple who always comes back, who always finds their way. He had no idea how right he was about coming back, about finding our way, about building something real from the rubble of something broken. We ate dessert slowly. Made the night last because this was what we'd fought for. Not perfection, not drama-free existence, just the right to build our own life on our terms, with our boundaries, with our love. Garrett's phone buzzed once. A text from Fiona. Happy Valentine's Day. The baby kicked for the first time, felt like saying hi to Uncle Garrett. He showed me. We both got teary, text her back. I said he did. Hi to baby Morrison Hughes, Uncle Garrett, can't wait to meet you. 3 dots appeared then. Aunt 2 and I'm making you babysit. Deal. He typed. He put his phone away. Took my hand, ready to go home. Ready, we paid. Jep walked to our car through cold February night, got in, started the engine, sat there for a minute. You know what's wild? Garrett said. What? 5 years ago I thought loyalty meant accepting everything. Never saying no, never setting limits, just enduring. And now I know loyalty means protecting what matters even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. I squeezed his hand. Took us a while to learn. Better late than never. We drove home through streets we'd driven 100 times. Past landmarks, past memories, past 5 years of manufactured emergencies and stolen Valentine's days. Past all of it and into something new, something better, something ours. When we pulled into our driveway, every light was off. No emergencies, no drama, just home. This is nice, Garrett said. Boring but nice. Boring's underrated, boring's perfect. We went inside, changed, brushed teeth, got into bed. His phone stayed on the nightstand, silent, dark, blessedly quiet. Love you, he said. Love you too, even without the drama, especially without the drama. He laughed, pulled me close. We fell asleep like that, tangled together. Safe, sound, free. 18 months later, Delilah was released. Garrett and I had moved by then. New house, new neighborhood, new start. She didn't have our address. Roger did, called first. Can I give her your number? She's asking. Not yet, Garrett said. She's different. Really? Different? Good. Let her prove it for a while first. 6 more months passed. Fiona had her baby, a girl named her Aurora. Garrett flew to Portland, met his niece, came back glowing. Fiona looks happy, he said. Really happy. Trevor's a natural dad. Did she ask about Delilah? No, I think she's let it go. The anger, the hurt, all of it. Have you? He thought about it, getting there. Another 6 months, 2 years since sentencing. Delilah sent a letter, not through Roger this time. Through her therapist with proper channels and permission. I understand you're not ready to talk. That's okay. I wanted you to know I'm working on myself, on understanding what I did, on building a life that doesn't revolve around controlling yours. My therapist says healing isn't linear. Some days I'm furious at myself. Some days I'm just sad, but I'm working. And whenever you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'll be here. Not pushing, just here. Mom. Garrett read it 3 times, put it in the box with the others, didn't respond. Not yet. Think you'll ever talk to her? I asked. Maybe, probably, someday. He looked at me, but not because I have to, because I choose to. That's a good reason. The only reason. 3 years after sentencing, on a random Tuesday in October, Garrett called his mother. He didn't tell me he was doing it, just picked up the phone on his lunch break and dialed. The conversation lasted 7 minutes. When he came home that night, he was quiet, processing. How'd it go? I finally asked. Weird. Good. Weird. See? Didn't push, didn't guilt, just asked how I was. Told me about her job at a bookstore, her continued therapy. Didn't mention Roger or Fiona unless I brought them up. Which you didn't. Which I didn't. How do you feel? Uncertain, but okay. Like maybe this is what progress looks like. Slow, careful, boundaried. You going to call again? Maybe in a few months, we'll see. And that was it. No grand reunion. No tearful forgiveness scene. Just a small step towards something that might someday resemble a relationship or might not. And either way, it was okay. Year 5. After sentencing, Fiona and Trevor had a second baby, a boy this time, named him River. Garrett was there for the birth. Held his nephew, cried, called me at 3:00 a.m. unable to contain his joy. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Send pictures, sending now. Roger was there too. At the hospital, keeping boundaries, respecting space, making grandpa noises without overstepping. Progress. Slow but real. Delilah wasn't invited, didn't ask to be, sent a card. And a savings bond through Roger. For River with love, Grandma. Fiona looked at it for a long time, then put it in a drawer. Maybe someday I'll tell him about her. Not today, fair enough. Valentine's Day came and went. Year 10, we were at Jep's. Like always, the owner was older now. Gray hair, slower movement, but same smile. Ah, the young couple, not so young anymore. Thanks, Joseph, I said dryly, but still in love. This is good. This is what matters. We sat in our usual corner, ordered our usual food. Garrett's phone sat face up, silent like always now. 10 years, he said. 10 Valentine's Days, 6 good ones, better than 4 terrible ones. He raised his glass to japes and boundaries and boring evenings to boring evenings. I echoed. We ate. We talked. We went home. No drama, no emergencies, no last-minute disasters. Just us together building the life we chose, the life we fought for, the life we deserved, and that all of that was enough. Epilogue 5 years later. Garrett and I were loading the car for Portland, annual visit to see Fiona and Trevor and the kids. Aurora was 7 now. River was 5, both perfect, both wild. My phone rang. Unknown number, I almost didn't answer. Hello. Hi, this is Delilah, your mother-in-law, former mother-in-law. I'm not sure what. Delilah. Hi. Pause. I got your number from Roger. I know I'm not supposed to call without permission, but I wanted Clear's throat to ask something, and I'll respect whatever answer you give. Okay. Aurora's birthday is next month. Fiona sent me an invitation through Roger, said I could come if I wanted, if I could handle it. Her voice was different, older, softer. I wanted to ask if you'd be comfortable with that. You and Garrett, I won't come if it makes things difficult. I looked at Garrett loading suitcases. Let me call you back. Give me an hour, of course. Thank you for even considering it. We hung up. I told Garrett. He sat down on the porch steps. Fiona invited her apparently without telling us. Wanted to wait until we got there probably. What? Do you think? I think it's not my call. It's yours and Fiona's. He was quiet for a long time. Call her back, tell her yes, but ground rules. No gifts bigger than $20. No unsupervised time with the kids. No discussing the past unless invited. One wrong move and she leaves. You sure? No, but life's too short to hold grudges forever. Doesn't mean I trust her. Doesn't mean we're family again. Just means I'm willing to see if she's actually changed. I called Delilah back, gave her the rules. She agreed immediately, thanked me, hung up before I could say anything else. That was weird, I told Garrett. Everything about our family is weird. Fair point. Aurora's birthday party was chaos. 7-year-olds and sugar and a bounce house. Fiona looked tired but happy. Trevor was working the grill. Roger was playing with River. Everything normal. Then Delilah arrived, hair shorter, clothes simpler, carrying a small wrapped box. She stood in the driveway, like she wasn't sure she was allowed in. Fiona saw her, walked over. They talked quietly. Then Fiona hugged her. Brief, careful, but a hug. Delilah cried. Silent tears, not performed. Real. She stayed for exactly 2 hours, talked to Aurora briefly, handed her the present. A book. $15 according to the price sticker she'd left on. Probably on purpose to show she'd followed rules. She talked to Garrett for 10 minutes, to me for 5, to Roger for 20. Then she said goodbye to Fiona and left before the cake came out. How was that? Trevor asked, wrapping his arm around his wife. Surreal, but okay. She followed the rules. Is she coming to River's party? We'll see, one step at a time. That night, after kids were in bed and adults had wine, Fiona and I talked on the porch. I never thought I'd invite her, she admitted. Even a year ago, I would have said, no way, absolutely not. What changed? Aurora asked about her. Found an old photo of the whole family. Asked why Grandma Delilah wasn't in any recent pictures. Fiona sipped her wine. I tried to explain in kid terms, but Aurora kept asking, kept wanting to know, and I realized I was making her pay for Delilah's crimes. Not seeing her grandmother because of things that happened before she was born. That's generous. It's exhausting, she corrected. But it's the right kind of exhausting. The kind that comes from trying, from giving people, even people who hurt you, a chance to do better. You think she has done better? I think she's trying. That's all I can ask for right now. We sat in comfortable silence, listening to Portland sounds, city noises, life noises. Garrett told me something yesterday, I said. He said grudges are heavy and he's tired of carrying them. Smart man, your husband. He has his moments. Trevor and I are thinking about having a third. Really? Really? Figure if we can navigate blended family drama, we can handle 3 kids. That logic seems flawed, probably, but we're doing it anyway. I laughed. Fiona joined. We sat there, too. Women who had survived family dysfunction and built something better. Not perfect, but better. And that all of that was enough. Final scene, present day. 15 years after that first Valentine's Day disaster. Garrett and I were at Juiceap's. Obviously, where else would we be? The owner's son ran it now. Jep had retired, but he still came by on Valentine's Day. Tradition. The young couple now old like me. He laughed at his own joke. Still making that joke, I said. Still funny. Your table is ready. The corner, like always, we sat, ordered. Garrett's phone was on the table, face up, silent like it had been for years. No calls, no texts, no emergencies, just us. 15 years of Valentine's dinners, 15 years of choosing each other. 15 years of boundaries that made love possible. Remember year 1? Garrett asked the mechanic shop. Hard to forget. I was so mad at you for being suspicious. And I was right. You were about everything. He took my hand. Thank you for what? For not leaving when it would have been easier when most people would have. You're worth it. We're worth it. He corrected us what we built. Jep's son brought appetizers, fresh bruschetta like his father used to make to Jep. Garrett raised his glass and boundaries and boring Valentine's days to boring Valentine's days. I agreed. May we have 50 more? 50 more, he repeated. We clink-kegged glasses, ate, talked, laughed, made plans for tomorrow and next week and next year. Garrett's phone stayed silent. No drama, no disasters, no last-minute catastrophes. Just us together building our life one boring, beautiful Valentine's Day at a time. And that all of that was more than enough. It was everything.